sickening how every time I do something I notice they've like correlated on TV. They're always talking, and for what, I guess it's because they're thirsty. I don't know, because they act like savages. Um, I just today realized that it really must be the end times, because as hard as I work, and I was thinking I don't even know hardly when I ever get to sleep a full night, for at least 6, 7 years. Not to mention all the years I put in the government and with school, and they wouldn't give me a dime. It just reminds me of like being married to some guy who just keeps you on a budget, won't give you, any money, and just treat you like a kid. I'm sure you know a lot of women like that, where you got to beg for every penny. Um, yeah, so I feel like, my eyes are literally turning black, and I just, my eyesight's getting worse. Um, so I just, it says, count it joy when there's bad things going on. So I try to, like, be thankful, because I know that means Jesus is coming back. But it does get to me. But I was thinking today, like, okay, when you see a Christian visitors bureau and try to open up and no one supports it, when you know everybody practically. I mean, I know people from the government to many different agencies to Seattle Chamber. I mean, growing up, born and raised in Tacoma, you would think I could at least got a $5 donation. But these people they don't want a visitors center. They don't want an anti-Illuminati dating agency. They just want everything the way it is, I guess. They don't support the community like they should. And people who have supported them and putting in hard work and volunteered. I notice you have to be either an elite, you have to be in a Mason or secret society, and then the money just flows in. I mean, they just come running up like they get a memo or something that says, here, give to this person, and then they all just send off, $20 or whatever. And it's some kind of, I think it's some lottery scam they got going, or but that could take investigation, and I know no one's gonna do that, because they're probably in on the lottery, getting their cut too. So I finally figured that if I can't get anyone to finance my business or invest in it, then I need to just go about doing what I gotta do in the best way I can do it on my own, with Jesus' help, of course. But I mean, it's just hard when you don't have like everybody. They have the teams of people. But I'm noticing even with more people than I have, they pretty aren't that good. So you can have like 20 people working under you, and your stuff is not gonna be quality. So that's not always a guarantee. But so when I realize why they won't like fund me or let me get my education and become a doctor, is because they know that they don't want people to be educated. They want Americans dumbed down. And I was thinking, why is this new war starting, and what is it going to be over? Because I know it's not resources. We have enough. God always gives us plenty. So that's out of the question. So then it could be, the only thing I can think of is this money, and there's not enough, and that's a lie, because their money is fake. And all they do is go to the reserves and tell them to print it, and it's just a monopoly game. So why would they say that there's no money, when all they gotta do is make more for them, and that's who usually gets it distributed to, because it's all part of their game, or so to speak, what they call it. So it's not that, it's not that, and then I'm thinking the only other reason that I could think of wars that really start are about um, women and children and men wanting them. Either it's to sex us, or just raping us basically and torturing us. The psychopaths probably get their heyday, and they like to take people's property. Of course, that's always part of it. You get out of the deal. You're gonna get some money or whatever they have. But we don't have a lot, so that's not the main motive. That just comes with it. But the thing is just really, I'm thinking it's just a shortage of something they need to survive off that they're lacking, and it's not anything personal against us. It's just that they are a species that wants to survive, and they need certain things in order to keep afloat. Just like you need basics, you need housing, you need roof, you need food. Well, they need other things, if you know what I mean. And so when they start to get low on it, because there used to be like, there's a lot of people, but more people are turning to be like them than, like it even says in the Bible, in those days, things got crazy. Well, I look like the person from They Live. I almost think I have sunglasses on, but I don't. It's kind of weird. I'll keep looking, and I'm seeing these sunglasses, but they're not on. Anyways, I wonder if it's going to show up on the camera. But what happened is that they possibly, I don't want to say this, and I don't mean to be rude, but they've developed a vegetarian type of diet where they don't eat meat, and they become beast-like, and maybe not by choice. I'm still researching it. I don't know too much, but from what I'm seeing is some of them have been forced into this life, not by choice, because people tricked them or something into it, and they were out there kicking it and doing wrong and sinning, and the devil just caught them basically, and used their lack of knowledge and took advantage of them. Some of them I think might have been human, I don't know, or maybe transferred over. It could be some sort of vampirism like they do in the movies all the time, but I don't know. I think it's a little deeper than that, because the Bible talks about Nephilim, and I've written papers on it when I was at Faith Seminary College, and I had debates with my professor over it, because he says that they died in the flood, but that's not the case, because if that was the case, then David wouldn't have fought Goliath, and there wouldn't have been a giant. There's many records of giants after that. Plus, there's, oh god, I just got a block. They jam me all the time. But there was, if you look in the Bible, there's always stories of giants. Even Joshua in Jericho, they sent him in to do spying on the giants. I mean, they're just larger people, that's all. I mean, they're not smarter, they're just bigger. And bigger is not always better. So they went in, they looked and saw what was going down. They saw things where, they had like nicer cars. It's just like the celebrities. If you go to Hollywood and you peep their land out, and you would be like, oh wow, they got a big mansion. Oh, they got a lot of big limos or whatever. And then you would say, I need to get in there. Okay, let's say we sent someone in there to take them down. Well, you might be afraid when you see all the security cameras and all that stuff. That's how they felt, if you do like a modern day, because I was thinking of this movie, like to do it like a twist, like to show it like our version of what it would be like if, a Jericho. So, but that's just something I'm working on the side. But I'm just saying that you gotta think. So they've been here. Maybe they've been here longer than us, so they can hold on to things more. They got access to it. so they get a little greedy. They get more possessive about things, okay? Because they think it's theirs, but it's not, because it's God's. And God gave it to enough for everyone. So what we have to do is convince them into to living like mutually together peacefully, and trying to get them what they need, trying to supply our needs, because and so that we don't crash and butt heads, basically. And so we got to find out what it is, why they're so irritated, why they want to like start beef or nothing, and like always be fucking with us and trying to hurt us and stuff. And it's just not right, because we're family. We all live here. We're part of the earth and the environment. So let's just figure out what they need, what's their problem, because we're peaceful people. We want to, live it happily ever after. We know what the Bible says, but we know that there is a time where it says we should have some peace too. And so we're wondering, what's going on now. We really need peace. So we're going to have to, I need a lot of people to figure out, talk to these people, if you know any of them, find out what is their problem, and so if they need, I'm just saying, let's hypothetically say they need blood, okay, that's their problem. Well, we need to get them some blood, and not be getting it the way they be doing it, because they do it tricky, and we don't want it that way, because we don't want our kids to be taken in like that, and innocent people. We got people we could ship to you. Not to say, because there's you gotta have priorities in this world, people. I mean, you can't just go killing off people and stuff without our permission. I mean, we are the humans. We should have a say so in it. And so, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, I wouldn't think that. I mean, that's crazy. That's some Hollywood crazy, so right? I mean, they can't be that evil. But if they are affiliated with Satanism, we gotta be prepared for the worst. Because, sorry I be picking my eyes, but I still got my eye problem. Trying to get this stuff out. But we gotta figure out, how dangerous are they? I mean, are our lives threatened here? I mean, do we need to run into the mountains? I mean, or do they just want to take over everything? I mean, because if they run us off, they're not going to get no blood. I mean, that's stupid, like suicide. And we could cut off the blood supply. I mean, we know ways. I mean, and that's not nice, is it? I mean, so it's like you guys cutting off our food and giving us GMOs and stuff. I mean, it's just got to be a compromise here. So let's just figure something out, okay? And before things get out of hand. So let's just know we got you guys under the radar. We know that you're kind of being silly dillies lately, and we want to figure out what your trip is, okay?